Guys, what's up? This is Dave Marshall with the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel, and we are here today to do the build of the Dynam P-47D Thunderbolt. Now, as some of you may remember, we had quite a few complications with the Dynam FW190, and if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out. I'll have a link right up here. Are we going to have all those same issues with the P-47? I sure hope not, but be sure to stay tuned so you can find out. Before we get to the build, make sure that you subscribe and click that notification icon so you're always made aware when we release new videos. Now let's get to the build. Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing the unboxing and build of the Dynam P-47D Thunderbolt. This is a 1220 millimeter model. It is EPO foam 4S power system with a 500 kV outrunner motor. But today we're going to be doing something a little different. And instead of me doing the unboxing and build, we're going to let Amy take the reins, and she's going to be doing the build on this great model. So without further ado, we're going to get her back here, and let's get the unboxing and build going. All right.
So are you gonna talk while you're...
No.
Yeah, you should, 'cause I don't...
You're going to talk about it.
There's thoughts. Hurry up and talk.
Yep. All right, so we've got it cracked open. Now, again, with the P-47, similar to the FW190, there is no styrofoam insert inside the box. Everything is in cardboard, but I can already tell that this is a better cardboard than what the FW190 came in. So it looks like she's cracking open the fuselage box.
Okay. So these little things aren't embedded anywhere. So
Cool. Cool, so there we go. There's the fuselage. All right, so that is our canopy.
the little pallet and the pillars.
Yep, so it's got the same pilot, a couple of propellers, which is nice. So it looks like all these Dynam planes come with 2 propellers.
We got a wheel.
So that's our tail wheel assembly. Looks like we got a couple of tubes of glue in there and the spinner. Cool.
And these
It's a big aluminum spinner, that's nice.
This is a little different.
What do we got there? Okay, so that's a bunch of little carbon fiber tubes. I'm assuming that those are for the guns on the wing. And we only got one more box in here. Alright, so there's our wing assemblies with the flaps, ailerons. So this one is a 6-channel airplane, unlike the FW190, which is only 5-channel. It's got retractable gear but no flaps. This one has flaps and retractable gear and a 4S power system, which is nice. There's our cabin rod, horizontal and vertical stabs.
The butt of the plane.
It's the butt.
Okay, and then this looks like some sort of float.
That is a drop tank, like a fuel tank that goes on the bottom.
Yeah, that.
So we will give Amy the instruction manual, and it kind of tells us how to get started. So we're gonna go ahead and debag all of the parts. Debag. And we'll be right back. We got all of the different parts and pieces out of the bag. And the first part of the instructions have us install, there's like a long carbon tube. It's a longer gun that goes, closer to the tip of the left wing. The next part is to take the rest of the little gun tube, so there's 4 per wing, and put it in there as far as it'll go, and then each one will go back a little bit further. So we've got all 4 gun tubes in there, and we've got the long. So you're going to take your long spar there and put that through. You should see it coming out of here in just a second. There we go. Woo! One of the things that I noticed is they only give you a pretty small square hole right there to put your servo wires and everything through. So, yeah, there you go. And the other thing that we're going to want to do is they don't give you enough room on the retracts really at all. So it does come with it comes with a couple of Y adapters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this Y connector and put it through the hole this way.
Alright, so is that already in there yet?
No. This right here, where that wing, kind of fillets up or fillets.
Yeah.
That flat spot is flush with the fuselage. Right, so you got about another inch to go on both sides.
Yeah, bitches.
So far, everything's looking good. And let's go ahead and move on to the next step, which is to screw the wings down. Now, does it say, so the 20mm ones are going to be about an inch long, about yay big. Hey, look at that, boom. That was scientific there. And what I'm doing on the outside is I'm just pressing the wing fillet. I'm pressing that flush with the side of the fuselage, which lines up the hole where Amy is putting the screw down from the top of the fuselage. So we're basically inside the top of the fuselage underneath the battery hatch. And that's where you've got those plastic inserts where the screws go through. And I'll go ahead and, again, I'm just pushing that wing fillet up and flush with the side of the fuselage. Once again, we're going to be using the Admiral RX 600 SP Stability Plus Gyro receiver, and we'll go ahead and get everything as far as servo wires plugged in. Alright, so we're having the same issue with this tail wheel that we had with the tail wheel on the Focke Wulf 190, where that flat spot where the set screw goes in does not go far enough down. So the tail wheel just doesn't go far enough down into this assembly. So we're going to have to do the same thing that we did on the FW190 and drill that down so the tail wheel can fit down in there enough where the set screw will actually set onto the flat spot of the tail wheel. So we're going to skip the tail wheel for now and move forward with the rest of the build. So what we're doing is we're installing the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. And you know, what we're doing here is just kind of exercising the, you know, this does have foam hinges on both the elevator and the rudder. We're just kind of exercising the foam hinges to loosen them up a little bit. And then we're gonna get our control rods or the control horns installed for the elevator and rudder. There we go. All right, so now we got the rudder, control arm, and control horn, and servo going, and our tail wheel. You know, the actual mechanical assembly for the tail wheel feels like it's moving real good and not bound by anything. We're just gonna have to drill that out a little bit so the tail wheel can sit down in there. So right now we're installing the drop tank. Now the drop tank deck's installed with 2 screws, so it's not like a quick disconnect like it would be on like an E-flite model or something. So we're just gonna go with it. The propeller just installs right there, and then it's got a spinner. You know, just standard aluminum spinner that goes over the top that tightens down in place. So that's all there is to the propeller. And then that's gonna go down in that little slot right there. And I don't think it matters which way you put it in there. There you go. And then the last real part of the build here is to install the pilot. So that's our battery hatch right there.
Wait, which way is he supposed to be?
Well, to the front. Yeah, we're gonna stick the pilot in there backwards.
In there?
Not yet. You know, so that's one thing that
That's
Dynam,
a good looking pilot.
that Dynam gives you that is actually a little better, in my opinion, than what you get with at least like the E-flite models. And you know, I don't think well, no, that's not true. I do have a free wing plane that has a pilot in it, and I think they're, you know, made out of like a plastic material too. But the like Dynam, yeah, the pilots are like a rubber material, kind of like a Barbie doll. You know, so they're not going to get like that gator effect in the heat. That should be plenty. And then we'll go ahead and drop them down in place, and you want to kind of drop it straight down and then just set it there. And then don't touch it. But that is pretty much the completion of the assembly, with the exception of applying all the decals. Now the decals we'll do off camera, and then we'll... All right, so that is the build video for the Dynam P-47D Thunderbolt. We didn't really run into many issues with this build like we did with the FW190. This one went pretty smooth. The only thing that we ran into was we had to drill out the receiver. There's a little aluminum receiver in the back of the plane that the tail wheel goes into. We ended up having to drill that out by probably about a 1/4 inch, so the tailwheel assembly would seat down far enough for the set screw to set up against the flat spot that's milled into the wire for the tailwheel assembly. Other than that, the build went super simple, super smooth. So this was a much different experience, and I think that that's what you're going to find with most of the Dynam airplanes is, it's kind of a crapshoot from one box to the next, if there's going to be any issues with the plane or not. Luckily, with this one, we didn't have any issues, or maybe it was just really bad luck with the FW190, because I can't imagine that they're all, going to be riddled with complications like that. So just something to keep in mind with the Dynams. Sometimes you're going to get a great one, and you may get a box every now and then where you're going to run into a lot of challenges. Based on the price that you're paying, just keep in mind that these are budget aircraft, and there's going to be some cost-saving measures that Dynam takes to keep those prices low, such as not applying decals and things like that, things that they intentionally pass over to the consumer. Where we apply the decals, and that saves some money at the factory end of things. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are interested in the Dynam aircraft, or more specifically in the P-47D, make sure to check the links in the description. I've got links down there for both our friends at Bitgo Hobby, who have one of the biggest selections of Dynam airplanes at some of the best prices around. So check out Bitgo Hobby for all things Dynam. And if you're looking for the P-47D, I've got a link in the description for the P-47 where you can buy that as well. That is all we've got for today, folks. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification icon so you never miss another video from the channel. And we will see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching.